everyone and welcome back. Today is Wednesday the 13th of February 2019. I'm Ellie from Leaf Yarns and this is the podcast. I'm coming to you from Alphington and Exeter, which is in the southwest of England, or down there from your side. And I am a prolific knitter, spinner, sewer, and not quite so prolific crocheter, and I am also the indie dyer behind Leaf Yarns. Today I have just got some knitting to show you and some shop updates. So let's get started. I do have a finished object to show you this week. I finished my purple and grey socks. So I did toe-up socks. Here they are. Now, I've woven in all the ends. They've yet to be blocked, but I like to wear them once before I wash and block them. So they've got a purple toe, and I ended up going with a purple heel. These are an afterthought heel, and I remember why I stopped doing them. I'm not keen on doing an afterthought heel because you get these holes. Now I know, you can pick up a stitch in the gap and then, see, right there, decrease that stitch back down on the next round. But I like the length of the heel that I've done. The purple, like I said, I can't remember who dyed it or where I got it from. It's been a long time since I've bought this yarn. That's here. I've got really weird daylight and light issues today. I'm recording during the daytime. So I've got bright light coming from this side. It was really grey and muggy this morning when I woke up, so I don't know where the sun's come from. And I've got some lights set up because it was grey when I started getting ready. So, try and show you better. Let's try it this way. There you go. So that is the main body colour. And then this one is from Kristen, who is Vine. It's not pretty. So it's all greys, and then it's got touches of pinks and blue, green and grey in there. It's very, very pretty. It's coming up a lot bolder on camera than it actually is. It's quite subtle. So I used that for the cuffs and then just the stripes going throughout. So I do have enough left of both of these to do heels and toes on another pair of socks, so that's what I'm going to do with those. This one I will be putting into black socks, and this one I will be putting into grey socks, I think, because that'll look really pretty. So these are my first pair of socks for Kristen's and Vine's Boxer Socks account 2019. And I have got lots of plans for lots more. So let me just fold these back up. Lovely. Fair one, done for the year. So I'm very happy with these. So next I have been working on my Oxbow cardigan. And that is this one by Andrea Mowry, who's Andrea Renee Knits. And I'm doing the women's sizes version because it is available in men's and children's. And I am nowhere near where I hoped I'd be last week. But the yarn is Rico Designs Creative Melange Glitz Chunky. And it's 49% virgin wool, 47% acrylic and 4% polyester. And the colour is number 8. That's the dialogue, that's the colour. So this yarn is knitting up beautifully. Now, last week I'd done 2 rows past the cast on, and this week I have got a lot more done. So that's the inside. I'm showing you. This is the outside here. Ta-da! So this, for my reference, is where I started changing from the rib to the main body, because it's different texture pattern. I am using 8mm carbons. They are my favourite go-to needle. Isn't that good? I love it. Absolutely love it. I have been very busy this week, so I've not had much knitting time. And you'll see why in a minute. So yes, I am doing exactly as the pattern is written. I'm not going to make any modifications because it's a very basic shape, and it's a shape that I like, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it once I've finished it. The only thing I am worried about is because this is a singles yarn, i.e. it's not plied, it's just a single ply. It's really fluffy, and it does, if you pull on it, it does come apart. So I'm worried that it's going to pill very badly, but I'm also hoping that because it's got a lot of acrylic in it, that'll sort of help bind it together. But we'll see. I'm loving all the sparkles in it. Sparkles. And these are really much, you know, my sort of favourite colours. What else do I want to say about it? Nothing really. So this week I want to get a lot more of this done. I've got 3 days now where I've got less on, so hopefully I can get some more done. Oh, and that's in my Danse Macabre bag that I got from Slipstitch Studios. I was in the bag of the month club, and then she did this special one, and I was laughing like, oh, I need this bag, I need this bag. And so it's got this 1920s peacock print on the outside, and then inside on this cream fabric, you can't really see very well, but there you go, this is a block print of Downton Abbey itself, but hey ho. There we go, pop that back in there. So the next thing that I have been working on, now remember last week I said I was going to pull out my Find Your Fade shawl and start working on it. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, Leaf Yarns on Instagram, you will see I put up a photo and a video of me working on it on Saturday. So if you didn't see it, I will insert that here so that you can see how far I was before I carried on. So for the rest of you, the pattern is another Andrea Mowry pattern, and it's the Find Your Fade, and I absolutely love it. Now, I've realised Andrea Mowry has to be my favourite designer at the moment, for a lot of reasons. I do have a secondary favourite designer, but I shall come to her in a minute. So it's living in my bag that my friend Lucy made me a few years ago for my birthday, with all the things I love on it. And so it has grown a lot. I'm now on the next colour, which is by No Makers, and it is Transformers. So it's lots of purples and blacks. Let's see if I can get it to focus back here. There we go. You can see all the colours. So I'm knitting this on, I think it's 3.75mm carbons. So there you go, carbons. And I am now on on, I think it's section 9. So it's massive now, and when I started on Saturday I was here. This is my pearl stitch marker. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There we go. Isn't it pretty? So, oh, I've got a snag. No, that's where I need to weave in. Since Saturday I have done this much. So I am now about to go into the plain colour section of this one. So it's this bit here in the Transforms yarn. And I want to get a section done each week because I'd really like to get this finished. Preferably I'd like to get this finished sooner rather than, you know, I'd like to try and get a couple of sections done a week, so maybe a colour a week. Because I've got still to put in this colour, which is by Kristen of Vine, and I've got to put in this one, which is Inara. I think this is the 3rd Volt yarns as well. I've got tags in here. Let's just have a look. So I've got all the tags on my yarn in here. So the silver colour that I've just finished was this one, and this is Moondrop. It's an old Vine Yarns label. It's Moondrop on her blitzed base. And then the one I should be fading to next is another Vine Yarns, and it's her Poe on Nouveau base. Now this label got kittened. Don't remember that one. Inara, the purple I fade into finally, is by, yes, 3rd Volt Yarns. Now it's the same lady that I got some yarn for from my crochet blanket, and she's on Etsy. And the No Makers, the one I'm currently using, is Decepticon's Fingering Sock in the House Gnome, which is a merino nylon. So there you go. No Makers. So I am thoroughly enjoying this project, and I can't remember, other than, you know, time constraints, why I stopped making it. Because I cast on along with everyone else, you know, back when it suddenly became available and popular, and oh, it's beautiful and it's so my thing, and I'm looking forward to wearing it a lot. So, see? Oh, I love it. It's got guard stitch and lace, and it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm very much in love with all the colours that I'm using. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different purples and 2 greys, but even the greys have got a hint of purple in. This one, Kristen's one, let's see if I can zoom in and see the details more. It's just bad light, I'm afraid. Oh well, hey ho. I'm going to have fiddle around with the lights more, aren't I? This is the only way round in this room I can record, because it's, as you can see, it's very narrow. And my desk is on your side. But we shall see. So that's that. That is all that I have been knitting on for my personal pleasure, should we say. So that's not too bad in itself, but I've had to be doing shop stuff. So after I have finished those socks, I went back downstairs, and can you see behind me here, I picked up my pink and green striping socks. That is really blowing out the camera. But these are the socks I want to get finished next. Now these won't count because I started these last year, so I can't put these in the box of socks, Cal. But I really want to get them finished. I've done the heel on one, and I'm about to do the heel on the other. and that's just alternating yarns. So this one's Desert Vista Dye Works and this one's Sarah's Texture Crafts. And the pink heel was part of a club type collaboration, but I will show you the label for that when I actually knit on those. I tapped the wing on my bowl. And then when I finish my Find Your Fade, I'm going back to the project that I have in here. Now this bag was a gift from a viewer, and isn't it beautiful? I've had this a while, and it's got a beautiful butterfly on the zipper. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I'm not very good at keeping names in my head. I'm good with faces. I'm fantastic with faces. If I see you once and I meet you 20 years later, I'll remember you. Names, not so much. So this one, I will be reworking on is my Danse Macabre by Boonitz. Now, I haven't got the picture page for this one printed off because I was trying to save on printer ink, but it looks a bit like that. It's blocking instructions. So this is on this beauty, and I'm very much, oh, it's got a bit of moss on it because I was knitting outside. I'm very much looking forward to finishing this one as well. Now, I took other needles off because I needed them for another project, but as far as I can tell, I don't actually have much to do. So let me just unwind it from there. So it's at that point. Now, I know that looks tiny, but when it's blocked, the lace will grow huge. So you can sort of see there. Isn't that lovely? If you can see through the lace. Ideally, I want to get all the shawls I've got on the needles finished this year. I think I've got about 6 shawls on the go down here, so that I can justify starting some new ones. Because I do love wearing a shawl. I don't wear them often because it's not very cold, but now the weather's cooler, I'm wishing I had more. So this one is going back on the needles next. So hopefully before the end of February I'll be working on that one again. So that is my temporary future knit plans before I do another one of my Make 9. My next Make 9 will be the gloves with the butterfly on, and I'm using these yarns. So this one is silver sparkly yarn that I got from 5 Moons, and this one is the rest of the purple, the Lurch colourway that I had from Miss Bams that I did the test knit for me in, the big red sweater. So these two will be those gloves, and I'm hoping they'll be, well, you know, relatively quick to knit. So time to move on to shop update. The shop update will be this Friday at 6 PM and I have a new colourway coming. My shop is on Etsy, but I've also signed up to Shopify because Etsy, myself and a lot of other people I think are falling out with Etsy. It's becoming ridiculously expensive, and now that they take their fees directly out of the purchase money that you have in there, it's very difficult to keep track of my accounts. So on Shopify it's one payment a month plus, you know, whatever, but it's a lot simpler format to be able to keep ahead of on, you know, accounting and things like that. So I will be posting the link to my Shopify shop in my Instagram profile, so you can follow there, and gradually I will be putting less and less in my Etsy shop and more in my Shopify. They will both have the same yarns for the next month, maybe more. I'm thinking about only being on Shopify from Easter onwards as opposed to Etsy, but we'll see. So without further ado, I have got to show you today Iridescent, Butterfly Plant and my new colourway Bramble. So I did show Iridescent last week, but it hadn't been reskeined. So this is it in the ball, and this is it knit up. Now I'm going to zoom in on this so that hopefully the lighting is a bit better. There you go. So it's a 4-colour repeat, and it goes lavender, turquoise, pink, lilac. And I absolutely love this. So there's about 19 skeins left of this one on the shop. I've got to zoom back out. And then once these have gone, I will be putting up as a pre-order. And all the self-striping yarns after the initial batches that I dye will be done on a pre-order basis, but it'll still take the same amount of time, you know, a couple of weeks to get to you, possibly a bit more if you're further away. But yeah, so that is Iridescent, and that's on my superwash wool nylon blend. And then the next one is Butterfly Plant. So here it is in the ball. And here it is, knitted up. Now that's really blowing out because that pink is so bright, so I shall try and zoom in again and see if we can get a better colour. There we go, that's better. So this one goes pink, lilac, blue, teal, green, from one way, or you know, or that way. So that is Butterfly Plant. Now last week I called it Butterfly Flower, but that wasn't right. It is Butterfly Plant. And again, this is this one's the 5-colour repeat. Iridescent's 4-colour repeat. I use different warping techniques for how many stripes I want to do. And then so this week, I'm very excited. I'm in love with this colourway. This is Bramble. I'm going to zoom in. Sorry for making you feel a bit sick. So this is Bramble. And here it is knitted up. So this one is the colour stripes. You've got burgundy, light blue, well it's sort of a slate light blue, a rich olive green, and then a dark rich sapphire blue. I'm absolutely in love with this. So that's it in unnatural light, and that's it in natural light. Isn't that lovely? So yes, this one is also on my superwash wool nylon base, and I have dyed 20 skeins of this to start with, just to see how popular it is, and then again it'll go on to pre-orders with a 2-week shipping time, or, you know, 2-week allowance for me to get it dyed and shipped out. So those are my 3 self-striping yarns that are in the shop. The Bramble will be in there on Friday. I've still got to finish taking photographs and editing them so that they're colour accurate. There are still a few skeins left of my other yarns, so go and have a look. I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing yarns that aren't self-striping. I am going to be doing some speckles, but I should be doing them as a speckle stripe because it's a lot of fun. But everything else, if you want a colourway and it's sold out, then just send me a message and I will do a custom listing for it. Okay, so that is it for today. I am going to daydream about going on that train that's going past in my view. It's about 2 miles that way, but I can see it 'cause it's so clear. I have got some more prep work to do for this week's shop update. And I'm going to grab something to eat and I'm going to knit for myself for a bit. So I hope you're all well and you've enjoyed today's show. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm Leaf Yarns there. And if you feel so inclined, join the Facebook group, Leaf Yarns. Come and find me on Ravelry and join the podcast group there. Next week I'm going to be starting off a cowl, but you'll have to wait and see. And go and have a look at my Etsy shop. Like I said, all the links to everywhere are either in Ravelry or on Instagram. I think that's about it. So take care everyone. Bye. These beauties are all in the shop this week. So from front left to right, this is Iridescent, and there are some up in my Etsy shop now. This is Butterfly Plant, and the same goes to that one. There's lots of skeins left of that one. And this one is Bramble, and that one is up this Friday at 6 PM. The shop link's in my profile, so go and have a look. Thanks guys.